Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, episode 59. We're up there to the pinnacle of Motorsport, to F1. And our gearbox. We got our first gearbox ready now to go onto a car. Who's going to get it though? Well, we want to take this one off. So does that mean it automatically goes to max? Yeah, probably. Alright, so his estimated race position is now 14. Colton Herta is still 13, so he's actually still got the slightly better car even after the upgrade. We don't want that one. Yeah. Risk. So the first gearbox has made it onto one of the cars. Last one should be done fairly soon, and then we'll finally move on to the engine. Meanwhile, we need to do our tire selection here for Singapore. 30 lap race. That's a lot of laps. But we're looking for heavy rain during the race, which means we probably need to go with super softs for qualifying, as it should be dry, which means we'll need one for practice. And then in the rain, conditions are going to be unpredictable, at least at this point. Probably on wet or intermediate tires for a good chunk of the race, which means we're not going to need a lot of long stints. So one set of mediums might be enough. So extra super softs and softs. Two sets left. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We got one right now for the race. Let's give it 2 for the race. And we can prep softs just in case. We'll see what the conditions are. So there you go. And one set of mediums for the race itself. And on to Singapore. And oh, how sad I am that this will be our last trip to Singapore. I believe early in the season it was voted upon to remove the Singapore Grand Prix. And I love the Singapore race. This is fantastic street course. Does not get the credit that it deserves in real life or in the game. Both of them are set to mediums. No. Okay, so 30 lap race. That's more than enough. These are not, so it looks like we very well could be running the softs at some point during the race. The super softs aren't going to last that long, but so much of it's going to depend on what that weather is come race day. We'll get the super softs taken care of first. Not enough information to get a head start on the balance. think the suspension here is going to see a decrease, and that could be bad if it does drop to 60. We'll have to see. Okay, so you're set to qualifying. And Max, what are you set to? Race trim. So we will work on those simultaneously, that's fine. Alright, balance not looking good to start out, 65% only. For us. Very poor, so it's going to go way towards high, which makes sense here. Handling is good, so that's not too far off. I won't mess with that one. We'll kind of see which way it gets us a little bit closer, but speed balance shouldn't necessarily be towards top speed here. So we'll assume that it's acceleration. And we'll push it further this way. Same for Max, that we are well off. Now even the handling is just okay. But we'll save that 5 seconds for now. And we'll get an idea next time whether we're getting closer or further on that. Ooh, nice. Just like that. 94% in all three, great. I like that. So, downforce, we'll try to add a little more. And we will flip the tire camber a little and... yeah. This could be a quick practice session as we get everything locked down sooner rather than later. Downforce, great. Okay, handling only good with the speed balance. Great, but everything did go in the right direction there as well. You know what, why don't we try to do it this way? I think I could actually afford to run a lap here. As close as we got at that time. So, let's do it. We'll run one hot lap and then we'll bring them both in, even though one is on race trim. Okay, here's hot lap. Hot lap complete. Okay, set them both come back in. Got a little bit of work done on the bonuses. You can see tire heating's gonna be an issue, as just running on normal tires got overheated. So we're up to a wonderful 98%. No change necessary here. It looks like we've got just a little more work on the downforce. Okay, 19.8, we'll try that. We're going to send you out for an extended stint. Okay, Max, all three greats. He's got a little bit more work to do, but 95% is still pretty dang nice. Okay, now we'll get into changing the tire camber, and then we'll add another 0.2 of a degree. And we'll also put in a little extra fuel for you and get you back out there as well. Okay, so we'll put you on high. Actually, let's put you on overtake. And we'll put you on overtake. Alright, super softs are actually done already. Do I want to... Wait. Might as well go get soft bonuses as well. I mean, I'm not going to get a chance to run in the rain at all. So let's bring them both in. We'll switch up tires. I just missed on Herda, but with 11.5 minutes left, it's not a big deal. Alright, we pick up 1%, but that also means that one of these has gone too far. Now the question is which one. I suppose we'll have to keep shifting to figure that out, but I think one of these has gone the wrong way, and we'll figure that out as soon as one of them drops back down to good, and hopefully one of them hits excellent. Downforce is now good. 12 laps onto the soft tire. Ooh, nice. Triple excellent. So here it is set up, ready to go. 99% now. No changes coming. But we need to get the qualifying trim the rest of the way up. And we need to start working on those soft tires. Alright, both cars are going to be out there for a little while. Max, definitely we're not done on setup. But we want to get those bonuses taken care of. So we'll go ahead and let them run for a bit. Max is not going to stay out too long though. Okay, Colton, where are you at? 8th, and you're going to get one more lap in. Okay, 1.2 or 1.1 at the finish line, so setting that to normal, that'll get him back in. Meanwhile, Max... Oh, there we go. Qualifying trim 3 also done. Race trim 3 now done. Max, let's get you back in. Okay. Herda's done. How far? We're almost there, so I'm going to let Max run. Ah, see, I told you one of them was going the wrong way because we weren't going up. So we have excellent, but speed balance went too far. So, speed balance. Now, I know that's great. But was excellent hidden somewhere in the middle? Or was it back a little bit more to the right? Where were we? That was poor. We'll try this one out. See what it gets us. Okay, race trim, qualifying trim are both good. It's just the soft tires. We're going to bring them right back in. Aha! Ding, ding, ding. 99%. We did need that extra one. Alright. Setup's good. We do still need to run for just a moment to get the soft tires. There you go, soft tires. Bring them in. And no more bonuses to get, so my work is done here. Triple excellent. Both drivers. And we got 2 sets of tires, triple bonus. We've got qualifying trim and race trim, triple bonus all the way up. Alright, clearly looking for a qualifying trim and the super soft bonus as little 30% performance bonus overall. It's a healthy margin. Weather looking good for at least the first half. We'll have enough time. We have enough tires to run both cars twice. And unless, well, past the 5-minute mark, I can see it is going to stay dry. So we'll get Colton out there to start us off. Fresh set of tires. We both have at least 2 for the race, so I don't mind using 2 now. Again, we are expecting a wet race, plus I've got my soft tires. We'll figure out a strategy for the race once we get there. Here we go, Colton Herta. Get things off and running for us. Okay, big braking zone. We'll start kind of right after here. Another braking zone, another brake. There's a lot of braking zones. It's going to be hard to get the tires up to temperature. Though this big run-in here in a moment is clearly the time to get that as best we can. Okay, braking here, but then we'll get it back up. Now we ease off a little. Perfect on the tire temps, but the brakes way hot. This braking zone here, I need to back off more when we try max here in a moment. Track, I want a little bit of clearance here, and right about now be the time for that. Okay, Max heading out. One of the Toro Rossos are coming around near the same time, but otherwise we have a clear bit of track to work with. Herta, half a second off so far. Okay, now we're hitting the happy zone. Get those tire temps up. Get those tire temps up. Okay, slow them back down. Slow them back down. Now speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. Okay, hit that happy zone. Oh, it's the braking right before the end. Right before the end that shoots that up. So just before it locks in, they start braking, and I've got to back off at that point. So I've got to be just on the high end for the tire temps, and then back off just before the final point. Colton, 1.6 down, last place right now, so not good. Our pure pace is just not enough. We don't have enough pace in the gearbox or in the engine on this car at this point. It's amazing that we are only 9th. That we have a better car than Haas. But speaking of, Max splits the 2 Haas cars, and we are 18th and 20th at the moment. Let's check. It is going to stay dry. I'll wait until about 4 minutes to get Colton out there. So let's speed things along for a little bit here. I do want a clear bit of track, and actually right now there is. So Colton, Herda, time to go while you've got the clear track. I feel like I should save these for the race though. We're slow, period. The end. I know that I'm going to start from the back. How many spots am I going to gain? 1? 2? Is it worth it, or do I want the tires for the race? You know what? Hands off. Let it run. Let it run. We are where we are. We're 18th and 20th, maybe even 19th and 20th, but I'll take the tires for the race. 19th and 20th. David Canning jumps to 17th from 19th. Final minute of the session. Sorry guys. You did what you did. And what you did was slow. Now that 2.5 drops to a second once you get past the Mercedes. Just to the Ferrari, we're only a second off the pace. That's a little more competitive. When you start throwing in the ERS, you start throwing in the pit stop strategy, and you start throwing in dealing with the weather, we get a lot more competitive in the race than we are in that one lap race pace in qualifying, where we just don't have it. Would these guys have improved this time with a little more track grip? Sure. They could have picked something up. Jeez, they could have picked up half a second. You know, and max, that's a good amount of positions, half a second. But the race is where it's at anyway. Unlike F1 in real life, where passing has been so hard. I know they're trying to address that for the upcoming season. It is not so difficult here in the game. Passing is easily achieved, especially with the little ERS in a long-running straight. And we've got 2 of them here, back-to-back in that spoon section. Okay, now we have rain coming just a handful of laps in. Somewhere around lap 7, we're going to pit. So, 7. That should be super softs. Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll make it 7. 8 if I have to push them that long. So there you go. Super softs for the first stint for both cars. There's that extra set possibly coming into play. Definitely no change to the setup. We've got that down perfect. Okay, we'll push at the start. But when you overtake, there's a lot of wrecks. Even when you have drivers that are 20s on everything, you still end up getting a lot of first lap wrecks when you go into attack mode on the first lap. Plus, the tires heat up really quick. Now that means we are going to be in super softs. I might want that performance bonus. Hold on, before I choose. Looks like it's going to start backing off. I don't know how well you can see it, but just before, around lap 14, the rain is supposed to back off. So, race trim for sure. That one's obvious. We're going to be on super soft, so maybe that's where I go. Take that bonus here at the start, knowing that super softs are going to be quick for us. The other thing about qualifying too is that everybody's got, you know, those same bonuses essentially for qualifying. They might not be using those bonuses here in the race. Now, speaking of, let's look at that weather one more time. How wet is it going to be? You know, I think we might stick with intermediates. I think we might risk, you know, 1 or 2 slower laps and lose 3 or 4 seconds. versus having to pit twice to put on wets and put intermediates back on. Alright, so we've got a number of cars on the soft tire. I would love to see... Oh, Marilainen's not going to make it. He's on used super softs. Russell is going to be slow on the mediums. Giovinazzi is going to be slow and on used mediums. Harrell's going to be slow. Nordstrom. Oh, this is beautiful. See, his car is not being prepared. And around me... there, Ocon is the first car on a fresh set of super softs, and then Perez. So that's 2, 3, 4. Only 5 other cars besides my 2 are on fresh super softs. So thank you, AI, for not predicting the weather. Alright, let's get to the race. 5 lights here in Singapore are up, they are out, and both cars off to a decent start, but no gains. Buchanan, though, on his used super softs, already goes straight to the back of the grid as he ran wide on turn 1. Now, I think we can slowly start making our way past these cars, like Harrell, who had already dropped back 1 spot. As they're on mediums, there you go. As we get around, Herta gets around as well. Now making a move on the Renault of Nakashita. Same issue. These guys are on medium tires while we're on super softs. It's going to give us that opportunity to run. Now, tire temps are where we want them. I don't want to push this too much, so we're already going to back off. Max having a bit of a hard time here. Herta is now in the better spot, so we're going to send him just that little extra push. Max, he's going to get his turn on the backside. He can't make a move either. He gets up beside his teammate. So they're struggling. Not quite enough pace. Buchanan, though, meanwhile, has no problem getting around Harrell. But outside, see if we drop to, like, say, Leclerc, we're less than 10 seconds behind at this point. So the field is still tight. It's only the Mercedes of Norris that's starting to pull away. Mick Schumacher not, because he's only on softs. Okay, so Max is ahead right now. Let's speed things up this lap. There's nothing I'm going to do until I get back to that sweet spot ERS-wise. Ooh, whoa, whoa, here comes the rain already. Wow. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to only run intermediates, and they will easily last the stint. And it looks like the sun's going to come out and it's going to get warm after that. Okay, Max. ERS. There we go. Now, as the track starts to get a little damp, it's going to cool the tires off naturally. Max having a look to the outside of Nakashita. Can't get the run. Herta, meanwhile, is saving up some ERS. And actually, let's start saving up some fuel as Herta is behind right now. He seems to be running faster. He is. Okay, Max, we're going to back off. Guys are already pitting. I kind of wanted to wait until it's actually wet. One more lap. I'm planning to ignore, but let's see here. Okay, Norris is staying out, looks like. Schumacher's staying out. Leclerc's staying out. Perez appears to be staying out, yes. Okay, we'll get to the next couple cars. Marcus Saab, Newgarden are all staying out. So the big three teams decided it's dry enough. Sainz is staying out. Marinen's coming in, but he's also on 19%. I would love it if he put on dry tires, but I don't think he will. Ocon has passed Van Dorn. Neither of them are coming in. Giovinazzi's not coming in. Nordstrom does not appear to be coming in. Russell is. And Russell is just on mediums. Matsushita's not coming in. Siemsel with dodgy neck not coming in. Nakashida's not coming in. So I am not coming in. Buchanan probably is, but that's because he has to. His tires are toast. But what it does mean is we're coming in the next lap or two. Now, who's ahead at the moment? Herta is. Put you back to overtake. Put you back on push. Okay, Harold comes in as well, and they are putting on intermediates. So, all four cars put on intermediates. We are still damp on the track right now. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. That opens up a nice gap between the two drivers as well. Actually, going to turn Max down to low for a moment. Really save some fuel. And pause. No one has pit yet. Check again. Ocon, no. Van Dorn is pitting. The track is still only damp, but it's also very close to that point where we're going to start losing time. And I think this is the right time to pit. But the cars are less than a second apart. Do I want to pit them both or just pit one? Okay, Perdo, you're up front. You're coming in now. Max, not yet. Not yet. Okay, you are going to come in this lap though. So let's make it a good one. Herta. Ooh, these guys are going full wets that came in this lap. Wow, they are going to be super slow. So that's a terrible strategy because the window for wets is very small. Max, intermediates. No way are we putting on full wets. Herta does come out in last place, but he's already around Siemsel in the wets. Those guys are going to lose a bunch of time. And I can only hope that more than 3 drivers are going to put on wets here over the next couple of laps. Okay, Max is in. Perez has put on full wets. Giovinazzi has put on full wets. Ooh, tires. Mistake. Herta's up to 16th, passing the cars that are on the wets. They are way too slow. Okay, back off here. Aim here for now. Okay, so Herta is 16th, Verstappen is 20th, so he did lose some more time. There's now 8 seconds between them, so Herta went at the right time, as Verstappen's lap was a bit slower. Okay, let's go neutral. Okay, you're already in happy zone, let's go neutral. Max, let's make up some ground. Okay, Nakashita into the pits. Out of the pits, I mean. Verstappen is last, but all of those cars in between are wet. There's only a handful of cars on intermediates. Ooh. Oh. It is wetter than it appears in the forecast. As in the track is a lot more damp. While Herta and Verstappen are gaining right now, and you look at the times, we're actually not doing too bad. While we're gaining right now, yeah, track's soaked already. I didn't expect it to be soaked for another full lap. Which means those guys on the wets are now going to be faster. But we're not going to get much worse than this, meaning they're only going to be slightly faster. And then it's going to get back to us here in a couple laps, so as long as we don't lose too much ground. Those on the wets are going to start gaining that advantage, but look, I mean, we're hanging on to 12th. Even with nothing but wets behind us. It's Carlos Sainz in the Williams. A much faster car. A very good driver. And yet he can't get around us. So track might be on the edge that makes wets a little bit stronger. We're actually pulling away at the moment, so we're going to use some ERS this time as well, and we're doing that on neutral, so good chance to defend there. Sainz trying to make a run, and after that ERS, see, he's having trouble getting around. It's okay if we concede this position. I think we're still in good shape, because once things settle down a little bit, we're going to start gaining on these guys again. Max is a little ways back here. Ooh, Herta drops another position already. 14th. Ocon got around quick. Max. A little slower than I'd like there, Max. Herta's keeping up. Well, he was keeping up okay. He's already dropped to 18th. So now we're not on that edge anymore. And the wets are definitely gaining an advantage. But we are not losing a ton of time. And I hope to gain that time back. So we're not going to switch to the... You can see none of the guys on intermediates are switching. There's just... The window's not big enough. We will regain on the intermediates here in a little bit. Right now is not our time, though. Okay, this lap I need to use that ERS, so I'll slow it back down once we get into that happy zone. First Herta, coming up on it now. There we go, see the rain slowing down. Max will get him on the backside after the brake zone here. Okay, Herta is starting to leave the happy zone. And there you go. Cars are pitting out already. Wow. It's way too early for that part, too. These guys are going to lose a bunch of time. All pitting too soon. So we are benefiting from some mistakes made by others. It's lap 15. One set of mediums could probably get you to the end of the race. But we may or may not... It will be dry to the end of the race. You may or may not want to go on super softs or on softs to try to go the distance. But we are starting to recover what we lost to the guys on the wets. Herta back above Nakashita. Bunch of cars pitting again, and it's still too early for that, so... These back markers are way too slow. It's gonna get back down to damp here soon though, so I think, yes, there we go, we've just hit damp. Time to attack. We'll go on to high. What is the gap between the two cars? Find out here. 3.7. That's enough time to double stack. Because it is time to come back. We've got 15 going on 14 laps to go. That's not enough for the softs. That is medium range. I'm set for super softs. If I go 2 sets of super softs, which I do have, we're going to be faster. But are we 20 seconds faster? I don't know. I haven't even run the mediums. But let's say it's half a second a lap. Let's assume half a second a lap faster. Over 15 laps, that's only 7 or 8 seconds. Way short of the pit delta. If it's a full second a lap, that's still not enough to make up the extra pit stop. So I think we need to go on to mediums. As you look at the intermediates, they're only 2 seconds off the pace. That's intermediates. The mediums are not going to be slower. So, mediums to the end of the race. And we're going to double stack. So, mediums to the end of the race. Now, that also means you're going to attack as well, but we won't turn up the engine mode to make sure that the gap remains. And let's get to it. Norris fixing a part while he's in the pits. Oh, and the Mercedes are double stacked and waiting. Oh my goodness, Mick Schumacher. Poor Mick Schumacher on that one. Okay, our stops are done. I don't know if Verstappen had to wait at all, but we'll get them both back out onto the track. No, we do not want to cook our tires immediately, but we will push a little bit. Herta comes back out in 14th. Verstappen just at the back in 20th. We have lots of ERS. I'm going to use some of that right here. Track's still a little damp. Max has moved up a spot to 19th. Nordstrom already on very used mediums. You might not make it the distance on those. Here's another pit. Buchanan is coming out. Comes out just ahead of Herta. On softs, he's going to have a hard time getting those to the end. Leclerc is not going to make it to the end. Giovinazzi, Siamsal are not going to make it to the end. Nordstrom's probably not going to make it to the end on those. Ooh, Max, what happened? You were just moving up. Ooh, you could have gone to the inside there. Okay, oh, conserve. Conserve. Max. Go to low for a moment. You can't get around him at the moment anyway, so save up some fuel so that you can go a little bit faster down the road. Both sets of tires are a little bit overheated right now, which is definitely not good. Not where I want to be. And at the moment, we're also out of contention for points. But track has dried out. It's going to stay dry the rest of the way. We are going to improve grip a little bit. And meanwhile, cars in front, some, cars behind, some, will have to pit again. So we can benefit from that. Herda having a look to the side. He gets up to 13th. Giovinazzi's on super softs. He's going to have the speed here. That's okay. He's going to pit again. But don't get... Oh, come on. Giovinazzi and Sainz got around him. But these tires are slow to cool off. Okay, now you have a big old gap, so let's go back up to medium. And you also have a high amount of ERS, so we're going to start making a move with Max here in a moment. On this next lap. Herda, P15. Certainly not where we want to see him, but again, some of these guys will be pitting. Goes to ZRS, and he's still losing ground to Van Dorn in the much faster McLaren. Trying to get back on him around the outside. He's still side by side. He'll have the inside. Nope. Van Dorn keeps the position. Oh, and I did not get Max taken care of that time. Okay, Max. Let's start burning up some of that excess fuel that we've now put away. Six seconds down on his teammate, which means he's actually a second closer than where he was. So Herda battling, and there you go. There's a couple cars into the pits. CMSol, Nordstrom, they're going to be distant. Well distant of everyone else, though Verstappen, I guess, not that far in front of them, but those who make a third stop are going to really suffer in this race. Alright, so we check in with Max. He is up to P18 just because of those pit stops, but Giovinazzi is about to pit. To Buchanan, Matsushita, Harrell, Russell might have to pit. They might not make it. If they do make it, they are going to be slow on the final lap or so. And that gives me a chance, small chance, to creep into the points. This race is not over yet. Both cars just about to get back into the happy zone on their tires. Finally, and we'll be able to go neutral maybe. Our car is not good on the heating. Okay, somebody just pit. Giovinazzi is in. That's the expected one. Leclerc has already pit, but he only dropped to P10. Sainz might have to pit. Ocon might have to pit. Ocon, I think, will make it, though. There's not that many laps left. So we're in P15, P17. Samsol's coming pretty quick now on Verstappen. speed things up. It's going to be quiet for a moment. Herta starting to get himself into a little bit of a battle here. Nakashita has picked up a couple tenths on him, but I also have not run Herta hard in quite a while. I'm surprised he has not actually saved up much ERS at all. I know he got down to 0. Alright, let's try to run neutral. Let's see if it stays. You know what? No. We still need to have that drop. It's dropping so slow that really that we're kind of stuck with that conserve mode. There's only a few laps left now, actually. Coming up on 2 laps to go, and none of these guys are pitting. Harrell, Norris, Merlinen, all just hanging on, but they are going for it. So I don't think I'm going to pick up any positions unless they really, really crash out and hit that proverbial wall. So we're going to go ahead and attack, use what we've got left on the tires. Verstappen just lost position. CM Saul has caught up to him, but we've got to look to the inside here. Another look. Side by side, and he keeps it. Well done. Well done, yes. Final lap of the race. Doesn't mean much as we're only in 15th and 17th, but again, there can be some guys crashing out here at the end. Race ending. Verstappen has almost caught back up to Nakashita here. Not enough. No extra pit stops. Nobody completely fell off the cliff. So no big gains there in the final moments. Lando Norris comfortably wins, 13 seconds ahead. And then the field was somewhat tight, all within 20 seconds, down to us anyway. And then those guys who pit never made up enough ground. Max had to defend one of them, but other than Leclerc in the Ferrari, those guys went straight to the back. So we were definitely correct in going with that 2-stopper, putting those mediums on to the end, because those guys were definitely at the back of the grid. But not enough advantage gained anywhere. I probably should have pit. No, not the 1 lap sooner. Here, Max should have pit at the same time that Herta did, even if that meant double stack and losing 1 second. He lost more than 1 second by going the extra lap. He lost 4 or 5 seconds, maybe 6 on that. So that 1 extra lap was pretty slow. That was our only mistake, though. Good race for us, but we're slower still. We're working on it. So just trying to stay alive, but no points earned today. I don't think Haas got any either. Ooh, Haas just missed out on points. Good for me. Very good for me. Force India, let's see, Williams, Renault. So good. For me, no points lost to any competitors. Toro Rosso in the back, so. Max stays in 4th. Herta in 16th. And as a team, still in 9th. Or in 9th. Renault, 45 points. Let's see, did they gain any points in that race? Yes, George Russell moves up. Russell was 7th, so Renault is actually way down in the points, but Renault just got 6th in that race on a nice drive by George Russell. Nakashita was the one back here that split us. So that part hurt. So we have a decent race, but we dropped back because one of the few teams that struggled for points had a decent day and got 6. Alright, well that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.